Oh, hi there. You've probably been watching me get this stuff together. It's kind of it's not the best looking thing at the bottom of here, but you know, that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta throw something in here real quick so you can kind of close it out. It's a beautiful day. Birds are chirping. I don't know if you can hear them, but I can hear them while I'm recording this. And sorry if they're kind of loud. I think the fridge finally stopped humming. Finally. I'm so happy. Okay. So, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. Let's go ahead and close this month out. April, bye April showers. Let's get ready for the May flowers. Let's do this. All right, let's go ahead and first get started with our income. All right, so it looks like we did estimate $27.53.24 for our paycheck, nothing extra, and $21.38 for the rollover. That's always going to roll over for that amount that should be in our checking account to bring us to a total of $27.74.62. So what we actually end up doing instead of that, we brought in this month a total of $27.65.78. Yeah. We didn't bring any extra money in, so we didn't do that. And actually, let me go ahead and fix this. When I did this math, this amount included that $21.38. So let's go ahead and just put $21.38 here. But yeah, like I mentioned before, that amount up there actually included the $21.38. So I'll cross that out. The amount that we actually brought in this month is $2,744.40, which is okay, you know. It's a little bit less than we estimated, but again, that's an estimate, so some things change. And that brings our total down here to $2,765.78. And now we can move on down to our bills and expenses, or actual expenses for the month. Before we keep doing this, we need to add in one extra expense that we had. And we actually had a rental app. There's not enough room here. Whatever. Rental app, and we'll just say car maintenance. That's gonna look bad, but whatever. That happened somewhere between the 15th and the 30th of this month. And we did not estimate that amount, but the amount that actually we had was $127. Actually, that's wrong. The amount was $178.83, right? So I'm going to fill in the rest of these, like the student loan. All right, so now that we filled in our numbers, and if you watch the paycheck to close out in the first paycheck, you know where these numbers came from. The vet visit, we estimated at the beginning amount to be $65, but it was actually $70.70. The extra expenses for the car maintenance and the rental application, we didn't estimate that, but it ended up being $178.83. And the student loans, we actually ended up putting up a little bit more toward that. And Discovery, and T-Mobile, what's that amount? I just didn't fill it in here because, you know, I've been wrong, so just didn't fill it in. So now we go ahead and add this up. And our total amount of expenses was $1,761.06. Okay, so definitely more than that, but as we can kind of already see, those were these extra expenses for the vet visit and the car maintenance and rental app, and we put more toward our student loans, so we know where that extra money came from. So now let's go ahead and get into our consumables. We'll start first with our necessary consumables. So gas, we estimated out $50 for gas. We ended up spending a total of $39.02. Food and household, we estimated out $270. We actually end up spending a little bit more than that, $291.54. And I did mention this in the video for the first paycheck of April. It's just that there were some things from the last month that I didn't buy that I need to buy this month, and so I think that kind of rolled over. I don't think that it's any means to plus like the extra cat, but I don't think it's any means to change this number. I still think that's a good number for food and household items. So moving on, clothing, we estimated $50, but we only spent $17.65. I guess nothing really tickled my fancy there. All right, so it looks like we estimated we spent a total of $370, but what we actually spent was $348.21. So lower, even though we were higher in some areas, but we were low enough in these other areas that it ended up balancing out anyway. So that's good. I like to see that. So we can go ahead and move on to our personal items, or our personal consumables, I guess. So we estimated that we spent about $90, but we actually spent $59.02. So not bad. Dining, we did estimate we spent $170, and I'd hate to deliver bad news, but we spent more than that. We spent $209.95. I'm gonna see what this number's gonna be down here, and then we can talk about that number up there. So entertainment, we spent a total of $44.92. So we were right on the money. There wasn't really anything this month that I knew was coming in terms of entertainment, so that's why I kind of shopped that amount to just $50, because I knew like we were probably gonna do one thing, but other than that, there wasn't gonna be anything crazy. All right, so our total down here was $313.89. So not bad. You know, we're a little over this number, right? But when you look at the necessary consumables, we were under significantly. So I think it'll be fine in our actual total consumables. So let me go ahead and add those up. And what we actually spent on our consumables was $662.10. So yeah, I mean, I think we still did pretty good with our overall consumables. I'm honestly pretty happy with that number. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and get down to this last category, and it kind of tells us what we'll have left over. I'm just gonna fill in this side and then fill in this side. That might go a little bit faster. I mean, speed that up, just for the sake of time. So I keep getting a number that's different from the number I have at the end of my second paycheck. So I think I'm gonna have to go back. All right, guys, so I see where I messed up. Okay, so we're gonna first focus on this Navient student loan payment, where I said I made the extra payment. I did make an extra payment at the second end of April, but at the first in April, I also made an additional extra payment from that rest of that income, and I didn't roll it over into the second paycheck. So that's why this is all throwing me off. The number I'm getting isn't correct. So I'm going to update this number. It's not 474.84. It's 474.84 plus that rollover. That was 189.53 from the first paycheck. That's where it's thrown off. So this total, so this total should actually be $664.37. And I think that's going to help us along. So that means that this number will also be wrong. This is important because people make mistakes, and you got to figure out where you made the mistake and how to correct it. But you know, the other thing that I need to fix here that I fixed in the first paycheck is Amazon Music. Amazon Music, we estimated to be $7.99, but if you look at the first paycheck video, we only spent $5.15 on that. So that's corrected now. So we should be getting the right number. We're going to find out though. That's why it's important to have, I think for me, that's why it's so important to kind of have so many looks at my paycheck, but also do an end of the month, like close out, because sometimes I make mistakes, and a way for me to see whether or not I made a mistake is find out whether or not the number I end up down here having is going to be equal to the number at the end of the second paycheck. All right, so our revised total for our bills and expenses is going to be $1,947.75, right? Cool, got it. And so that means our revised bills and expenses number down here also gets changed to $1,947.75. So let's go ahead and do our proper subtractions here. We're going to take our income. We're going to take our income, subtract our bills and expenses, subtract our consumables, equals 155.93. And then we're going to subtract what's supposed to stay in our checking account. And that number, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be 134.55. And that matches our second paycheck number. I mean, I guess this isn't very exciting, but it's exciting to me that I figured out where the mistake was and I fixed it. So, great. Now we just have to figure out what we want to do with this extra amount that's in our account. We thought it was going to be $665.55, but we ended up being $134.55. Well, we didn't think, but we didn't do this part at the first video, but now I'm doing it. But that's fine because we already know at the top that we put over $600 toward our student loans already this month. So what we're going to do, we gonna go ahead and put this toward our student loans. That's what we gonna do. We're gonna make an extra payment. All right, so, and we're not gonna roll this over. This is just, and I will go ahead and put something on the screen that shows you that that is exactly what I did. Whew. I'm so glad I figured that out. I'm so glad you guys got to see me figure that out. But that's really it for the paycheck budget. Or I'd say not the paycheck budget, for the month end for April 2020. Closing out the budget. We're moving on to May. Mayflowers, change, spring. Enjoying the end of spring because it's June. Summer will start. But yeah. But thank you so much for watching me stumble, watch me figure it out, watch me come back. But thank you so much. You have a good day. Bye.